Welcome everybody to Prep Point. I am Lilian Garcia and I am so excited because this is the debut show. And to kick this all off, to help introduce our fighters, and today's fighter is none other than the resident MMA encyclopedia, Diego Colleen. Woohoo! Welcome.
Hey Lillian, hey everybody. I'm super excited to be here on Prep Point.
Today, I'm so glad you'll be able to see your notes as we're going to be bringing in Jordan Young. I'm so excited about this fighter. Tell us a little bit more about Jordan.
Jordan Young is going to enter the PFL's light heavyweight division. He's coming with an 11-1 record. He's got 8 finishes in the first round. He comes out of a top-notch gym in Southern Florida, American Top Team, absolute beast of a gym, and he became the first fighter to get 5 consecutive submission wins in Bellator. So big talent coming to the PFL.
All right, guys, I'm so excited. Get fired up because it's about to get real right now, right here on Prep Point with Jordan Young. Welcome, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You excited?
Yeah, very excited. Nice to meet you, Lilian.
Nice to meet you too. I'm excited because we're going to get to know you a little bit more. And I always love to get inside the mindset of a fighter. And dude, with an 11-1 record, I mean, wow, congratulations on that, because that's not an easy feat to do. You know, I know that you've talked about being at Bellator and that you didn't find that you got the opportunities that you were looking for. Talk to me about why the PFL. What was it about the PFL that really you were like, you know, this is the next step in my chapter?
You know, I really liked, I had to sit down with some of the personnel, and I'm all about communication. Communication is key in any business or personal relationship. And we had great communication, and the PFL is where everything is earned and not given. So, you know, that's what I really am excited about. I get to go out there and earn everything that I say I deserve.
You're saying about Bellator, what was it that you were feeling like you didn't get?
You know, I don't want to knock them. They gave me a lot. You know, I was able to get verified under their platform, and I was able to get some good caliber wins. But I didn't feel I was given like consistent opportunities. You know, I was healthy and young and asking for the opportunity. So I just felt that I could have been a little more active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over the course of like my second contract, it was 4 fights. It was just stretched out over too long a period of time, I felt like. And I'm looking forward to in the PFL. You know, I have the opportunity to go out and get those 4 to 5 fights in 1 year if I do my part, which is win.
Does that turn you on as far as the possible 5 fights in 7.5 months?
Yeah, that turns me on. 7 figures turns me on.
It's always about the dollars, isn't it?
Always.
Well, it's about both, I'm sure, because you're a fighter. So I'm sure you love the aspect of being able to fight, the fight schedule, which is so great because you know when you're going to fight. What does that do to the psyche and to the physical part of being an MMA fighter in the PFL?
You know, that's something new for me. I've never really had a season like that before.
You were going to be coming off of hip surgery and fighting. Now, COVID might have helped you. I don't know. You tell me, because now you have more time to fully recover going into 2021.
Yeah, you know, I was ready for this season as well. I was fully cleared 2 months before the season was set to start. Of course, more time in a situation like this. I'm a young kid, and this was my first surgery, hopefully my last. But I feel like the extra time will definitely help me.
Saying that this was your first surgery, so mentally, when this happened, what does that do to an MMA fighter?
You know, I spoke to, I'm at American Top Team. I have a lot of veterans around me, a lot of good coaches, a lot of great minds that have been in the sport for a long time. So I reached out to my team, and I spoke to, you know, people like Mike Brown and Tiago Alves, you know, George Masvidal, and they gave me great advice. You know, the consistent thing I heard is that this is just a forced vacation, and that, you know, it's not something that I want to do, but it's something that I had to do, and that I need to approach it with the best mindset. So I spent my time reading a lot of books, studying a lot of fight footage. You know, I watched the first 2 seasons of the PFL, so I did my little research on my division and what's been going on, and just educating myself.
You mentioned American Top Team. Dan Lambert, now he helped you in this whole PFL transition, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us how that came about.
So me and Dan Lambert, after my last fight, we had to sit down and took him to a nice restaurant, and we had a nice meal and a nice conversation. And, you know, he's super knowledgeable, and I trust him. He educated me on some things and gave me some points of advice and put me in contact with the right people. And, you know, it's just been good business. So I have to give a shout out to Dan Lambert.
Jordan, American Top Team. I mean, this is a organization that has produced Kayla Harrison, Felipe Lins, Natan Schultz, and Magomed Karamov. I mean, all champions. Does that put an added stress to you being a champion?
100%. But also at the same time, I feel like I have good prep points. You know, I'm able to talk to these people and they're able to give me knowledge on what the process is going to be like and what different arenas are like and different setups. And, you know, I feel like it's very motivating to see these people go through all the different things they're going through, from winning the big cash prizes to meeting people like Mike Tyson and having people like Kevin Hart introduce them on TV.
Strap it on, bro.
Just all these cool experiences. It's very motivating.
Yeah, and do you visualize yourself like there at American Top Team? Have you already picked out a spot? Like, do you do that? Do you visualize where you want your championship to be?
Yeah, so before championship, I just want to be on the wall. They have all the professional fighters, all the big name fighters on the wall. And so I used to picture where I would be out on the wall. And then once I got put up on the wall, then I turned my vision to the championship belt. So that's definitely where I'm at with it now.
I want to talk about your fighting, your own fighting skills. What is it about you that's going to be different to the PFL?
I'm a dog, honestly. That last fight that I went through, you know, I tore my hip in that fight and I never complained. I never fell down from any of the strikes. I never backed down. I never took my foot off the gas.
Now, there's a lot that you can learn from 11 wins, but there's a lot that you can also learn from the one loss. Talk to me about that loss. Like, what have you learned from that?
I've learned a lot, personal-wise and just in my career as well. You know, when you lose, you learn about the sport a little more. You learn more about your skill set and where you need to improve, of course. But you also learn about relationships and you know, the way that things can swing. You know, momentum is definitely a thing in the sport. And when you have 11 fights straight, it's a lot of momentum that you're carrying with you, and your mindset is different and your belief is different. So when you take a loss, it doesn't necessarily break your belief, but it makes you take a step back and correct a couple things because something definitely happened there. So it's forced me to do that. And in the end, I think it's improved not only my personal life, but my skill set and the path that I'm on in my career as well.
I love that you're seeing the, go ahead.
It sounds cliche to say like, you know, I'm thankful for the loss, but I feel like it's benefited me. And I think that going forth in my career, I'll still be able to end up where I've envisioned.
All right, but you've got like 82% of a finishing rate, which is pretty incredible. And that definitely can help you in the PFL because of the point system. I mean, if you go into your fights like that, you're talking about maybe possibly walking away with 6 points right off the get-go. How do you like the point system in the PFL with the fact that you are 82% finisher?
Yeah, it's interesting. And I think that it just adds different aspects to the game that I've never had to deal with before. I've never had to think about like what a finish earlier in the fight could do for me versus later in the fight. In Bellator, there's no like, you know, like submission bonuses or anything like that. So I've never had to like, you know, think about anything like that. So it definitely adds a different mindset to the game because I've always been very patient and just taking things as they come. So, you know, will that add a little bit of urgency to my game?
All right, so I want to switch gears a little bit and get to know you as a person. First of all, I told you we were going to talk about your beard. You got like the undisputed contender for the best beard in MMA.
That's a big title. I'll take that.
Big title. All right, so tell us about what is it that you do with your beard routine? Is there a routine?
Yeah, you know, I wash it. I definitely put beard oil in there, and I comb it out every day and make sure it's at its maximum length. You know what I mean? I look at it as like a mane. You know what I mean? Like a lion's mane. So I definitely try to maintain it and keep it clean. You know, beards are one of the biggest carriers of germs, so you have to do the. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that.
And it's on your face too, so you have to take care of it.
Yeah. All right, you're also a crime movie aficionado, I hear.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I love crime movies. I love mafia movies. I love Scarface. That's my favorite movie. You know, all the, I like thrillers, you know, undercover movies.
Are you watching more shows now with your time off?
No, honestly, I've been trying to read more books. You know, I like to play video games. So if I'm on the TV, it's usually video games right now. Right now, there's not a lot of new stuff because of the virus. You know what I mean? Nobody's been filming anything. So
yeah. All right. So you talked about video games, Mortal Kombat. You absolutely love that?
Yeah, that's what I was just playing before we did this interview.
Oh, cool. All right. So tell me about your favorite characters.
You know, right now, they actually put in spawn into the new game. So he's not like one of the original Mortal Kombat characters, but I grew up reading his comic books. So I enjoy like the crossover.
Aha. All right.
Yeah.
Comic books. See, that's another thing I found out about you. What is it about comic books that you love so much? And do you apply anything from comic books into your personal life?
You know, for me, I grew up reading comic books, and I still incorporate them into my schedule because I feel like it helps keep my imagination alive.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. All right, so whatever comes to your mind, here we go. What is your favorite seat on a plane?
I like sitting on the window. Yeah.
On the window. Okay, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Me too, dude. It's awesome. I love that. All right, who is the last person or brand that you unfollowed?
I think it was Sean O'Malley for 6ix9ine here. I'm not a fan at all.
Oh boy. All right. What is some bad advice that you have heard given out in MMA?
A couple cards ago, there was a guy who wanted to quit, and his coaches wanted to keep him in there. And afterwards, they were questioning the coach's coaching ability, and I disagree with the advice they gave him to stay in the fight. I think that a fighter knows himself. When they're out, they're out.
All right. Now, in the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
I believe manifestation, and also just the ability to stay goal-oriented. You know, if you stay focused on your goals and you don't stray from them, then you're going to reach them.
Cool. All right. Now, here is a list of fighters that you can potentially fight at light heavyweight. Give us your immediate reaction when you hear their names. Okay. Number 1, Filthy Tom Lawler.
Takedown.
Takedown. All right. Chris Camozzi.
Chris Camozzi, 19th fight. That UFC that excites me.
Ooh. Jordan Johnson.
Takedown.
All right. Cesar Ferreira.
Game Brett Masvidal.
All right. So what is your experience training with Jorge Masvidal?
You know, I helped Jorge out for his training camps with Cowboy Cerrone, which he knocked him out in the first round. And I also helped him out with his training camp for Darren Till, and he knocked him out in the second round.
All right. And the current champion, Emiliano Sordi.
He finished all 5 fights last year. I like that. That's exciting.
All right, Jordan. I'm serious when I ask you this question. Your house is burning down. Run and find the one thing that you absolutely have to save on your way out.
So we got the Quran right here. I've been trying to read up on this, and this is like very important to me because it's been taking me a little bit of time, but I have been educating myself. So I would go and grab this because if my house was burning down, I would need something to believe in. Yeah.
So Jordan, you grew up in Urbandale, Iowa. How did you end up in Southern Florida at American Top Team?
Like, I grew up everywhere, yeah. Uptown, downtown, around town. I've lived on the West Coast. I've lived, obviously I'm down here in the South now. But how I ended up here was just an American Top Team. I traveled there in 2014 before I moved to California. And then, I like the team environment. So when I got to a point in my career where I was looking to like settle in and really lock in with the team, it was my number 1 choice.
Where else did you go visit?
When I was in Las Vegas, I trained at Vanderlei Silva's gym. He still had a great cast of fighters there. It was before that team kind of fell apart. When I was in California, I trained at Kleber Luciano's gym. I trained at King's MMA. And then I moved to San Diego, and I also trained at Alliance a little bit. But I was more so training with Jeff Glover as my jiu-jitsu coach.
How have you gotten such a great stand-up defense to get into the ground and build off, that submission game?
Yeah, one of my favorite fighters growing up was Floyd Mayweather. And he always said that, the key to longevity was not getting hit. And, there's nothing cool about getting hit.
It is 2021. I'm going to paint this picture. You and I are in the cage, and I am announcing you. Now, as we look behind you, there is like a fight banner. I want you to tell us, for the whole world, what does your fight banner say?
If it's to be, it's up to me, right? Maybe it's something like that.
I love that. All right. Well, you're so polite and so awesome. And all of us here in the PFL literally just want to welcome you and want to wish you the best. Please let us know how we find you or how the fans find you on social media.
So I'm most prevalent on Instagram, and it's JAY185. Yeah, check me out on Instagram.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us here on Prep Point. And to the rest of you, yes, thank you for joining us here on Prep Point. Make sure that you subscribe to the show and you give us those likes. That helps the show. And above all, tell all your friends about it. Share the episode. because this is the place you're going to get to see and hear the stories from the newest fighters that are going to be going into the cage in 2021 for the Professional Fighters League. On behalf of Diego Colleen and myself, Lilian Garcia, thank you, and we'll see you next week on Prep Point.